More World Cup action. Alright, so we got Zorodark versus Mushamu. And Mushamu is from US West. And Zorodark is from Team Europe. I'm not sure exactly where Zorodark is from. But I think it's like it's somewhere in Europe. It's somewhere in Europe. So I'm gonna start from the beginning and then we'll catch up to where they are. Sometimes like at the beginning, like I'm monitoring my audio and then like my voice on the monitor sounds so strange. So like I get confused. But alright. So from the beginning. Just taking a look at each of their teams. Zorodark has two dark types. The Slowbro, Dragapult. It looks like a very like standard kind of team with the Lando. I kind of like Lando on this gen. And then on Mushamu's side, you got the Volcanion. The Volcanion here, it looks pretty useful. Like it's gonna body those ground types, if it's fast enough. And then you got Ting Lu, and you also got the Great Tusk and the Zapdos, very annoying. Zapdos could be annoying for the Samurai. And you also got Excalibur doing the thing. A lot of cool colors, combinations. I like that. Alright, so let's catch up. Ting Lu getting up spikes, Samurai, Ceaseless. Landorus coming in on Earthquake. Oh, taunt on the Ting Lu. Then it's gonna U-turn out into Slowbro. Slowbro then pivots into Pop Boy the Landorus on a Ruination 650. And then he gets up more spikes. He's getting up all the spikes. And now he tries to ruinate again, but misses, unfortunately. That's the downside. Big Michael goes for a knockoff on the Ruination. Takes off a sizable chunk of the Great Tusk life. Then pivots into Goldango on a knockoff. Knocks off the Choice Scarf. That could be significant. It could be significant. Goes for a Shadow Ball. Just uses the Rainfall as a pivot into Samurai, who then takes a Make It Rain. Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't take a Make It Rain. Gets knocked out. He brings in the Wily Flow. Wily Flow. Brings up Ting Lu, which should be eating up anything Wily Flow wants to do. Wily Flow looks to be maybe Specs. It looks to be Specs, but that did no type of damage. Brings back in Big Michael. Spin looks kind of nice, but yes, a Terra Ghost, but Big Michael says, never mind that. Take a Whirlwind for your trouble. He takes him out with a Whirlwind, brings in Rainfall, who ain't doing nothing to a Ghost-type Ting Lu. Ghost-type Ting Lu is very threatening. He's probably just going to be able to shuffle around his team like a stack of cards. Oh, no it's not. A Yawn comes out from the Slow King Galar. Yawn was a cool tech we were seeing earlier, which I thought was really cool to, kind of like force the switch. But in this case, he's just pivoting around his team, and now it's going to force his Ting Lu out, which isn't going to be able to come back in with a lot of help. So that Ghost type, which was very beneficial, it's going to get whittled down, but it looks like it's going to be pretty much impossible for Zorodark to spin. He's not really going to get an opportunity between the sacks that he has in Ting Lu and Goldango, the fact that he's at 47%, and then he has all these threats like Zapdos and Excalibur in the back. Volcanion is also a threat, but it depends on how fast it is, because these Great Tusks tend to be very, very quick. And then he takes it out with a Kowtow Cleave. But at this point, Ting Lu, like I said, it wasn't really doing much except being a sack. And he still has Goldango to do that. Alright, he brings in Great Tusk. And right here, there's no reason not to go back into Pop Boy. I doubt he has the Ice Spinner. Because of the nature of his team, it looks more like a balance, but although it could be the offensive Great Tusk with the close combat, because I think that's a really good set. Especially in the Terra meta, where you never really know what to expect. You need to be versatile in the movesets you bring. That's why I really thought that Head Smash Great Tusk was really cool today. That's going to be definitely a tech that I want to explore in the future. He brings back in Wily Flow. On a knockoff, gets knocked off the map. But Wily Flow, as we saw, it could have done a lot. It really could have done a lot, but you gotta be careful when you got all these spikes up. So he does sack the Goldango to preserve no spinning for you, my friend. And then now he's free to go into Zapdos or like one of his threats to make life harder for this Great Tusk. The Hurricane comes out, he misses. But like I said, like even that Great Tusk at that low percentage is still very useful because a spin right here could, free you up to win the game. He goes for Future Sight and he brings out Volcania. And then now he is going for the Sludge Bomb on the Volcania. Volcania was the taunt set. Alright, now he brings in Baxcalibur on the Slowking Galar, and Baxcalibur is looking as threatening as ever. Great Tusk heavily chip a SD right here could spell disaster, but he brings out the Earthquake on the Landorus, and he preserves that turn very big. That was a big turn. What is the Baxcalibur set? He may have expected like a King Gambit in that situation. It's very tough to predict. I think the Baxcalibur is SD. To me, SD is the better set because you get the benefit of Ice Shard, which in this meta, sometimes when you got Valiant running around, you got all these big threats that are so fast, like the Sneasler, the Haluchas, you really love having priority. Because at the end of the day, priority is on a different level. So I'm expecting an SD from Baxcalibur, and if I'm Pop Boy, let's see what this Orlando has revealed. Taunt, U-turn. This Orlando might actually be faster. You may see a taunt here. Has any Terra been used? No Terras have been used. He goes back into Big Michael. And he goes into Zapdos. So Big Michael, he preserves Big Michael. Takes the Hurricane with the heavy duty boots. Slowking. He goes for a Future Sight. And I imagine what he's gonna do here. Are you gonna go into Gambit this time? The Baxcalibur is heavy duty boots. The question is it Dragon Dance or is it Sword Dance? I kind of like the idea of Sword Dance in here. Because don't you just win? Baxcalibur is really fat. It's gonna survive the Sucker Punch. But you could just kill this alternatively. Zorodark doesn't really have a great win path. Even despite him being up, he didn't really have a great win path. He goes back into Lando. And he just plays very safely. Gets more HP back on Slowking. And then now he's free to go for another future sight. It looks like Mushamu has the advantage. He has a little bit of initiative here. Discharge on Yawn to make it sleepy. Yeah, Yawn and Future Sight. I like that a lot. It's like this doesn't even need to run like a slack off or anything. Because you just run the heavy duty boots and you just switch. Chili. Yeah, I kind of want to take this set. Yawn, Future Sight, Sludge Bomb, Chili. And you can't really set up on it. Wow. We see the Confuse onto the Pop Boy from the Hurricane, which he didn't really to begin with either, man. Let's switch into that. But the Confuse is a big deal. We see another Discharge and another Confusion, and he makes the Zapdos drowsy yet again. Alright, so just yawning, U-turning, back into Zapdos. A lot of positioning to try to get a final say-so in this battle. What will happen on this turn? Pivots back into Slowking Galar on a Hurricane, misses the Hurricane. He positions a little bit more. Zorodark maintaining a little bit of life here. Will he be able to get Chip on that Great Tusk? Zapdos Hurricanes yet again. And we see a Chili Reception switch out just to get the Regenerator that the Hurricane just did. Mushamu at this point though, you have no real incentive to make plays. You just sit there, you click the Hurricane, you make that incremental chip, you get those confusions, you get those, you have a possibility of a critical hit. And then sometimes you can even fish for a discharge. A discharge para will also, significantly hurt that Slowking's chances of survival because, just one turn could be enough momentum, a sweep needed to break past a heavy, big wall. Alright, he gets a Hurricane, which means now something else is going to have to take a Hurricane. Do you go King Gambit? I would not go King Gambit here. I would not advise that. He goes back into Landorus hoping to dodge a Hurricane, but Mushamu connects. Mushamu just staying consistent, staying reliable, and he is getting all the necessary chip he needs. Are we going to see a U-turn here? Alright, so Mushamu goes for a Hurricane, he goes for a Future Sight. And then at this point, he has to stay in, he gets knocked out by the Hurricane. And then in comes Broken King Gambit. And I think he still has a Terra as well. He critical hits the Discharge to begin with. He takes that. You got a prediction. He gets it right. He goes into Great Tusk. I can foresee that Terra flying coming out here. The Terra flying into the Iron Head may be enough to get you where you need to be. Getting you into range of the Sucker Punch. He goes for Terra Fairy and Mushamu is your victor. Wow, what a riveting, fascinating game. I think I was a little bit late, so there's nobody in the chat. But great job by Mushamu. US West, y'all's avatar is exceptional. Exceptional. I love that. Goldango. Does Goldango usually skate? Or is that like a combination of multiple avatars? Like, I love that the Goldango is on snowboard or surfboard. You're just chilling. Like, it's cool. Alright, anyways, until next time, see ya.